Of revered Secretary Maharaj Ji and the distinguished guests, that will start today's sessions of VSC Vivekananda Science Circle. As you know, that today we have a very distinguished speaker, and Dr. Uday Chaudhuri, and many of you know him already, and he will be giving a talk on the health and positive mental health care. So this is in the, all the flyers that you saw, it is there. I'll just give you a few more additional informations. So his subject matter, I told you, his name I told you. Only thing is that his qualifications we did not tell. Many of you know him, but still those who are not familiar, he has a very distinguished record. Recipient of Asiatic Society Award for contributions to psychology in 2014. Then Professor Sumit Chandra Mitra Memorial Plaque 2014. And Dr. B.C. Rai Memorial Oration and Award 2018. And Protect the Warrior PTW Hall of Fame Award for contributions to the promotion of community services and distinguished role in the field of psychiatry. So he's a quite competent and qualified, to talk about this particular topic, and I'm sure that many of you will be interested in that. And I don't have much to say actually anymore. I don't want to take any time. And after the lecture is over for about an hour or a little less than that, then you'll be asked to pass your questions or something like that. But please be brief on the questions so that everybody get a chance to, ask questions if they want to. So I'll stop here. But before I leave the dais, I'll request Dr. Chaudhuri to come on the stage on that table. Of the Institute is a token of appreciation for his coming here and kind for these few books.
দেখে নাও অন করে দিছো হ্যালো শোনা যাচ্ছে তো ঠিক আছে At the outset, we have devastation of COVID, and we have seen the negativity all around. In this time, we have lost many near and dear, our colleagues and many of our friends. May I suggest, you don't have to stand up, just for 30 seconds, can we maintain silence for those departed souls? 30 seconds. ঠিক আছে Before I start, I think let's start with a Shanti mantra. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Om, may all be happy. Sarve Shantu Niramaya. May all be free of illness. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. May all see what is auspicious. Ma kaschit dukkha bhago bhavat. May no one suffer in this human community. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. At the outset, the topic is mental health, health and positive mental health. The role of positivity. And today, psychiatry has switched from its illness model, pathology model, to the strength model, the positivity model. And how that positivity in us, the positive vibrations in us, can protect us from different adversary, not only from COVID. All sorts of adversity can be handled by positivity in the mind. So today, positive mental health, positive psychiatry is a phenomenal development, and I think you'll be surprised to know that its root is in India. It is in the Upanishads. Upanishads talks about only strength, strength and strength. Gita, where Krishna was talking to Arjuna. But these are not accepted. Because we did not have the terminology for all. Now the Western philosophers, they have studied the Indology, they have studied, and now they are applying those, and that is today's positive psychology. I'll show you positive mental health. You see, violence. Today, all of us, we are really, really very, very disturbed. What is happening in Ukraine? And these are the things which is affecting our mind, our body, and the children are suffering, everybody is suffering. Look at the devastation of a country, and it has affected the world economy. We all are suffering. So, violence. Then come another form of violence. The children who are the future of our country, future of the world, they are having school violence. One small children is opening his gun, and lots of violence you will see. Apart from this, another thing has started. Drug abuse, so many early deaths, and the most difficult addiction today is behavioral addiction. Starting from children, elderly, all age groups, 50% of teens feel they are addicted to their mobile devices. And that is leading to brain changes. They are that distractibility, they are losing focus. They are getting irritated. Many of them are committing suicide. And so this is another problem. Now, the next thing is distractibility. For studies, what is needed is concentration, focus. In our Vedic curriculum, what was there? Thus, little children, they used to Guru Ashram there. And what was the Sravana? Listening with full concentration, and then Manana. You should think about that. And then Nidhi Dhasham. I remember one story from the Upanishad, one small story. A little boy has come to the ashram, to the tapovan to Guru. That boy is very restless. Then his teacher is asking him, why you are so restless? He says, in our house there is a small cow, and I am always thinking, I used to give him grass, I used to give him, and the calf I used to take so much care. Those things are coming in my mind. The Guru said, please do one thing. Now, you do one thing. You don't have to come to the class, or you have to do dhyana or meditation. Just you sit and think of that, those scenarios, those scenes where you are taking care of the cow and the small calf, and you are full of happiness, full of joy. So the boy was doing that, and he was very happy. After some time, the Guru one day called him. Please, now you come. Guru saw, now he is fully sant ho gaya. He is very calm. Called him. Then he says, Gurudev, how can I come? The cow will not be able to enter the cottage, small cottage, the door, because sing, or je sing ache singe atke jabe, kemon kore asbo. Look at the concentration he has developed. And then the Guru said, this is right time. And today what is happening? Distractibility. All where distractibility. You see, husband and wife, these two, they are holding each other, but where is their mind? Their mind is in mobile phone. And the child, you see, the parents are pulling him, but he is with the mobile. And so it is almost like a chain. And this distractibility, how one will study, how one will focus. And I'll tell you one study in which it was a study published, and there was a question in America, all people, they did one thing. In a smartphone, they made 3 questions. First one is, the first question was, what you are doing right now? The first question, what you are doing right now? The second question, where is your mind right now? Is it focused or is it not focused somewhere else? And the third question is, how happy you are or unhappy you are. How happy you are. These 3 questions, it has been found, 47% of the Americans, when they're doing something, their mind is somewhere else. Distractibility. 47%. So, most of the nations, we are not only having fiscal deficit, we are having attention deficit. And there is a high increase of ADHD. High increase of ADHD nowadays in teens and children. Then another major problem is loneliness. Now in India, you see the elderly parents, they are absolutely lonely. There are people who are lonely. Loneliness is a silent killer. It is one of the cause of premature death. And these people are suffering. We do not have any facilities for them. In Western country, they have beautiful arrangements for senior citizens. Just like the children, we have got creche, we have got play school. Similarly, there are certain centers, daycare centers for senior citizens. Around 10, 11, the full car comes and takes them there, and after 4 o'clock, they are there. What sort of therapy they do? Reminiscence therapy. Their recent memory is gone, but the reminiscence of the past, their marriage, then the picture they have seen, the movies they have seen, the songs they have liked. So those things they can remember, they can connect with it. And after that, very good care. And that care with dignity and respect. I have seen it in Japan, whereas the people are, senior citizens are 80 to 110. And what a care they're taking. So these are the burning needs, just not prescribing medications. And loneliness leads to depression. Loneliness leads to, taking sleeping pills, medicine overdose, and then many people are suffering from dementia, and suicide is also another cause. And it has been found that premature death has a relationship with this loneliness. Then comes negative self-talk and depression. Depression is on the rise, particularly in the teenage, in the elderly population, and those who are taking drugs, high risk of depression. Not only depression, suicide. Suicide rate has gone up. Deliberate self-harm has gone up. And the thing is, lack of purpose and meaning in life. Look at these people. They are not questioning what for I'm living. They are having lack of purpose. And this is a man who is taking brown sugar. And so people are suffering from lack of purpose. People who do not have purpose or meaning in their life, they also die earlier. So all these challenges which you are facing today, what this actually reflects, failures of well-being. Pandemic, violence, distractibility, loneliness, negative self-talk and depression, lack of purpose and meaning in life. So in this negativism, where is the beacon? Where is the light? When I was a student of medicine, and we have been, WHO definition of health, we used to learn, health is not merely absence of disease or infirmity, but health is a harmonious, dynamic state of well-being, physical, mental, and social. Nowadays, people are working on flow, human excellence. They have seen it is not just physical, mental, and social well-being. For flow state, for flow and for human excellence, you need spiritual well-being too. And that is like nuclear power, spiritual well-being, the soul within you. That is our real power. And when I read it, I just quoted it, but I've never thought about that. At the time, we are human doing only. We are doing, working in the world and doing things, but we are not human being at all. So, well-being, we have to think of well-being, how people can make happy. Now, there are 4 constituents of well-being. When there are so many negativism going on, there are 4 constituents. Resilience. What is resilience? When you face an adversary, how quickly you recover, and then you come back and you flourish. That is resilience. There are some people who are easily affected by the stings and arrows of life, but there are some people who can take it positively, who can again stand up. Just think of Rabindranath Tagore. What sort of life he had. At the age of 40, he lost his wife. Between 40 to 42, he lost his daughter, Rani, tuberculosis, and then Choto Chele, Shomindranath in cholera, also his father. So within a span of 2-3 years, he lost 3. Apart from these few years back, he lost his Kadamburi Devi also. So the person is suffering so much, but you look at the resilience. Any moment in your life, if you want to connect your mind, connect your heart, listen to Rabindranath. And I have my best friend sitting here. And during my difficult times, he's always with me. And I tell you, a good friend is God's way of expression of love and care. We need to connect ourselves. Look at Arjuna and Krishna. That is the example in Gita, God's way of, helping. God, a friend can do that. Achha, now I have said resilience. Then come positive emotions. Whatever the state, জীবনে কি পাইনি নয়, যা দেখেছি যা পেয়েছি তুলনা তারি নেই. Another positive emotions, বিপদে মোরে রক্ষা করো এ নহে মোর প্রার্থনা, বিপদে আমি না জানা করি ভয়. এটা ভাবতে হবে. আর কি, say for example, I'll tell you, 4 months back, suddenly there was a blow in my life. I lost my wife with whom I was 38 years. Simple tooth extraction, and he just vanished. She just vanished. We didn't get her back. So I was actually under negativism. How I came back? It is positive emotions. My patients, I started working with the patients. I love this. And when they come to me and they say, we come to you for positive vibrations. Doctor, cheer up. So they are the people who have helped me to come back, those positive emotions. Attention. Attention, I told you, is a very, very important. Whatever you do, you have to do it mindfully. With a distracted mind, you can't do anything. Attention is very, very important for doing anything. And today, the practice is mindfulness. Whenever our mind is going, if you follow your breath, and then what happens, and whenever your mind is wandering, again you start following your breath. This is known as mindfulness. When you start practicing mindfulness, this is actually by Gautam Buddha. This was Vipassana. The modern scientists, they have made it mindfulness so that everybody can accept it. So mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, mindfulness-based relaxation, all things have started, and it is based on attention, concentration, focus. Then generosity. I've seen you. The happy people I have seen. My teacher, Swami Putanandaji, he was a very generous person. I've never seen him is doing anything for himself. He's always doing others and helping them. I have the opportunity to meet Dalai Lama and APJ Abdul Kalam in a peace congress. What struck me, Dalai Lama is a very, very happy person. Always smiling, joking. And, he also hardly thinks of himself. He's a very generous person. So generosity is a hallmark of the people who have well-being. Now this man, Richard Davidson, I'll tell you, he's a he's a psychologist and a neuroscientist. What happened when he was doing his neuroscience research? One question used to strike him. What happens to certain persons? They are getting stressed, depressed, they are vulnerable to depression, suicide, and certain persons, they are living so resilient with generous. What is the difference? What is the mechanism? Even I used to ask, when I used to think about different illness, depression, then dementia, ApoE, gene, vulnerability, then I used to ask, many people I have seen in Ramakrishna Mission, the sense they are 85 to 95, 100 years old, but how they are maintaining their cognition so beautifully. Have you ever researched on that? There is no such research. And this man came to Dalai Lama in Dharamsala in the year 1972. At the time, Dalai Lama told him, you are all working on negative aspects of life, stress, depression, anxiety. Why don't you research on compassion, kindness? So then this man went and they did a lot of study, and then they have seen these 4 constituents: resilience, positive outlook, attention, and generosity. These are the main hallmarks of well-being. Then let's go into the neuroscience. What we get from neuroscience? There are 4 themes, confluence of 4 themes in modern neuroscience. The first one is neuroplasticity. What is neuroplasticity? We used to think that our brain cells, are permanent, but it has been found that with training, with exercise, with yoga, with meditation, with living a life of kindness, compassion, and those things have been researched in Tibetan monks, and they have found that they have a center for well-being in US, and they have found that these things can make brain changes. And there is genesis of new neurons known as neurogenesis. So neuroplasticity is a dynamic mechanism which we can do by our lifestyles. Same thing in the genetics is epigenetics. We used to think that human genome is a structure, it's always fixed. But no, it can be changed. Epigenetics, the way environment, in the early life, the way the mother look at the baby, that her affection, her care, that alters gene expression. That gives rise to those genes which creates compassion, which creates kindness, like this. And one more thing I'm telling you, we have linguistic skills in our genome, but until and unless there are environment interacts, if a small child was taken to a place where there is no language, then what happens? That skill never develops. So similarly, if we rear up these children with those qualities, kindness, compassion, gratitude, generosity, so they become what we used to have in our Vedic Yuga. And so epigenetics. Then another important thing is bidirectional highway between the body and the brain or mind. আমাদের শরীর খারাপ হলে মন খারাপ হয়, আবার মন খারাপ হলে শরীর খারাপ হয়। দেখবেন যে one thing I'm telling you, the people who are very healthy mentally, they also, many of them, there are exceptions, many of them have good physical health. Swami Vivekananda, for example, Subhash Chandra, for example, they have a good physical health. And exercise, physical health can make these brain changes also. Another thing, which is a bit controversial, but this is very, very important. Innate, basic goodness in human being. I repeat it, we all human beings are born in this world with innate, basic goodness. Now, how will prove that? There was a beautiful work done in 6 months old babies to 1 year old babies. What was happened? When there is an altruistic, loving, scenario shown in video, then the child smiles, and when there is another video where there is no cruelty, there is aggression, no love, the children look at those images. Simultaneously, if you show, how they know it? By eye tracking, infrared eye tracking techniques. And that has been recorded. So, basically, we are born with innate human goodness. And the gene manifestations depend on the environment. If you are born and brought up in a loving environment, and that's why I'll tell you, in Ramakrishna Mission, most of the students, it's not the IQ, but the way they are nurtured there. Shraddha, humility, helping others, all these things actually helps their total development. Now, I'll tell you about the health and mind. Peptic ulcer, we think it is due to dietary errors, empty stomach. It is mostly due to stress. Hypertension, mostly by managing emotional dysregulation. Ischemic heart disease and myocardial infarction, high-strung, type A personality, and stress. Asthma, sad feelings may make lungs unstable. When there are emotional precipitants of asthma, there are lots of proof. Diabetes, stubborn attitude disrupts the function of the pancreas. Now, I'm going back to resilience. What is resilience? I think resilience is the key. Now we have this brain circuit for resilience. We have the brain circuits for positive emotions. And it has been found that a successful adaptation to life tasks in the face of social disadvantage or highly adverse condition. For example, COVID. In a COVID situation, there are some people who are resilient. There are some people who are having lots of negative emotions, fear. They succumb much more. Sense of recovery and rebounding despite adversity and rapidity of recovery. Reaching flow state. Another thing is, in resilience, what happened? You can reach flow state. I'll talk about what is flow state. And flourishing with a meaning and purpose. All of us, we need a meaning and purpose in our life. Now, I'll show you some of the examples, glaring examples of resilience. Pele, he was from a very poor family. When he was playing, at that time, he could not have a meal. So he has to brush, he shoe polish korten uni, kore ekta khabar jogar korten. Very, very poor. And see the resilience in him, the way he came up. Similarly, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, all of you know what happened to him. He didn't have the they could not buy this oil or kerosene, so he has to go, and then how he read. So Vidyasagar, it's a product of, it's a resilience, showing of resilience. Similarly, another big performer, resilience, APJ Abdul Kalam. As a little boy, he was a paper boy to help his parents. Early morning he used to get up and distribute papers. And this fisherman's son became the president of India, APJ Abdul Kalam. The missile man, the best ever president in India. And this is possible because of that resilience. Positive outlook. Any situation you need positive outlook, as concerned with strength, not with weakness. Say you are having some difficult situations. Always think that you are much more powerful than the coronavirus. You vibrate positively, and that is the thing. And as interested in building the best things in life as in repairing the worst. Not only just treating the patient with the injections and with the treatment, but what is important, building the best things. They should do exercise, they should have sun exposure, they should have good life, helping others, that will help. As concerned with now, another thing is, previously mental health care was all about the people who are sick, who are having mental illness. But today, it's not that. Positive mental health is how, when we neglected the lives of normal people, the talented people, now what we are doing, now positive psychology, positive mental health helps the normal people for fulfilling and nurturing high talent, as with healing pathology. I remember when first Saurabh and Sachin Tendulkar, when there was a talk of sports psychologist, and I think Gordon, then they said, are we mad? Why sports psychologist? But today, with all the teams, you will find a sports psychologist, a psychologist. Why? To not only it's a physical fitness, your attitude, your positive attitude is important. Attention. This is very, very important. The faculty of voluntarily bringing back our wandering mind. Our mind is wandering. And again and focusing in the present is the root of judgment, character, and will. William James, in his 2 volumes of Principle of Psychology, he wrote, to improve this faculty of attention is the education par excellence. If you look at in our Vedic Yuga, the schools, all the Ramakrishna missions are based on Vedic principles of Guru Griha Ashram. And there what happens, the faculty of attention, not only studies, there are practice of dhyana, practice of lot of things we used to practice. So a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. Generosity. All the happy people, you will see they are generous and they have altruistic behavior. They try to always help others. They have compassion and kindness. Managing with heart. They just don't manage with brain, managing with heart. Generosity is the key of fostering well-being. If you are generous, if you help others, when you are in trouble, about thinking about my trouble only, so you get negative thinkings, it affects on your health. But if you try to help others who are suffering, that will give you positive immune system, that will give you the strength of your mind. Now, positive intervention, very simple. Just a smile. When you see somebody, just give a smile and say, have a beautiful day. Nice way of fun versus philanthropy. This is an experiment, I'll tell you. Fun versus philanthropy by Martin Seligman. Martin Seligman is the pioneer of positive psychology. What he did, in one day in a school, the children were said, today you don't have any class, let's go to a movie for entertainment. So all the children were taken for a movie for entertainment. And after coming back, the next day he gave them task, give them a rating scale. You rate how you feel about that, how happy you are and what you have seen. After 3-4 weeks, again, he said, today there will be no class. Today I'll take you to a very disadvantaged slum area where the poor children are there. They are hungry, they can't study, so take a lot of books, pen, etc., and some food, and you distribute these children these things. So that they did it. After 6 months, Martin Seligman asked, now you do the same rating. The first, you went for an entertainment fun and the philanthropy. Then it was found that fun entertainment part of the movie, most of them have forgotten. But that the philanthropic part, what they have served them, that is almost remaining. So fun doesn't stay, but philanthropy, helping others, your kindness, gratitude. I remember one thing. In Purulia Ramakrishna Mission, in the summer season, we have difficulty of water. Taking bath was difficult and we have to do it with little water. So we used to sometimes shout. Then one day we are taken in similarly we many times used to go. We go to a Purulia village, very poor village, Bogabadi, the name, and there we found that there is a queue and little water in the well, and all are waiting there to get little water. From that day onwards, we never ever said, why we'll bath in less water. So this is another example of fun versus philanthropy. Gratitude visits. When you are in trouble, Many people think, oh, he's in trouble. But make gratitude fidgets. That will make you happy. And also the person who is suffering, it will make him happy. So that is another thing. And another is to delay gratification. There is another interesting study, I'll tell you, in America. The children, small school children, they are given a marshmallow. It is like a chocolate, So the teacher said, okay, I'm giving you marshmallow each one, but I'll come back after some time. Don't eat now. If you don't eat now, then when I'll come back, those who will wait, they will get 2. Then what happens to the small children? Some of them looked here and there and started taking. But there are few, they waited. And what happened, in the study, these boys were followed up for 25 years. After 25 years, it has been found that those who waited, those who can delay their gratification, they are more successful in their life, in their performance. So delaying gratification is a very good quality. And the thing is, for a long time, we are talking about intelligence, IQ. But very important is emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? It's not how many marks you are getting there. What is important is how well you handle yourself and your relationship with others. You have empathy, then thinking of others. Say, for example, so this is emotional intelligence. And it has been found that emotional intelligence is much more important component of a success in a person's life than IQ. Emotional intelligence teaching and training in the children from the small school, what happened? A meta-analysis of the 100 schools. I think it's not 100 school students, but students of 100 schools shown training and teaching of emotional intelligence skills, like helping others. In your school, just not a few days and few months back when I was in Purulia, many of the guardians are telling, why you waste so much time playing and then going out and helping, going out to the village and doing this work, that work. These actually, it has been found, all antisocial behavior goes down by 10% by training in emotional intelligence. Pro-social behavior, such as liking schools, good behavior goes by 11%. I remember in Purulia Ramakrishna Mission, I went there at the age of 11 and I came back. Then there we have got 2 results. One is your marks, how much you have got, another is conduct disorder. How you behave with your teachers, with your students, with all the staffs, and how you maintain discipline at different places. And that was given, our teacher Kalipada Maharaj, he used to not ever talk about our numbers, but he used to talk how we can improve that. From not satisfactory to fair, to very fair, to good. That was the focus. So, managing with heart. The people you love, you admire, most of them, they manage with their heart. Now I'll talk about positive psychology. This is the main work, because psychology means, am I mad? Why I'll go to a psychiatrist? Am I mad? That was, in the past. Now what happens, I'll tell you. Martin Seligman, as the president of American Psychology Association, coined the term positive psychology in the year 1998. There was a paradigm shift from disease model of psychology to human excellence, well-being and flow. Flow, I'll tell you, it's a state where you are at your best level of functioning. Now, so the aim of positive psychology is to catalyze a change in psychology from a preoccupation only with repairing the worst things in life to also building the best qualities in life. Whatever potential you have, to manifest those potentials is very important. I remember in the year 1983, when I took psychiatry, many of my friends, they came to me. I was doing medicine, then I thought I'll do psychiatry also. So I started psychiatry. They all came, don't do this. Why you will do this? Most of them are mad people and you will become a mad doctor. Why you are doing that? But you see, I love it. But my grandmother also said, why you are doing that? His elder brother was a surgeon, so he wanted to be a surgeon. When I thought I'm doing psychiatry, he said, what's the use of living? It's better to commit suicide. But still, I stick to it. Now, positive psychology operates from a strength model, not pathology model. Not only finding how depressed you are, how stressed you are, how anxious you are, but what are the strengths in you and how to manifest those strengths. Examines weakness but builds on and maximizes human strengths, emphasizes the positive side of human behavior, focus on fulfillment, positive emotions, and social connections. This is very important, addresses questions of well-being and meaning in life. Positive psychology, now moving from what's wrong to what's strong. We try to find out wrong in everybody. This patient is depressed, he is taking alcohol. But look at the signature strength of the person and help him to manifest those strengths. How you can transform a Ratnakar to Balmiki. How you can transform a Boka Kalidas to Mohakubi Kalidas. That should be our goal. And that is the goal of narrative therapy now. Our message is to remind our field that psychology is not just the study of pathology, weakness, and damage in a person. It is also study of strength and virtue. Treatment is not just fixing what is broken. It is nurturing what is best in each and every individual. In Swamiji's word, manifestation of the potential within. Now, there is a new theory of well-being. This is known as PARMA. P stands for positive emotions. Whatever the situations, if you think about the negative, you are going down, down, and down. Think about the positive emotions, then engagement. একটা নদীতে প্রবাহ থাকলে নদীর জলটা পরিষ্কার থাকে. One man should be engaged in doing something. Idle brain is devil's workshop. So we need an engagement. Then positive relationship. R is positive relationship. And there should be a meaning and purpose in life. In Ramakrishna Mission monks, what is their goal in life? The goal is life is helping all. And, the Sanskrit term, Atmanang Makhartha Jagatodhitayacho. You know your divine self and do help to all. Swamiji used to say that only religion to me is that বহুজনে সম্মুখে ছাড়ি কোথা তুমি খুঁজিছ ঈশ্বর জীবে প্রেম করে যেই জন সেই জন সেবিছে ঈশ্বর and accomplishments. And this is the man who has done 30 years of research, Michael Dixon-Mihaly. He has talked about flow state. Now I'll give you an example, then I'll talk about flow state. When Sachin Tendulkar is batting and he is creating a storm in this desert storm, we call it, it is batting and India won. When Yuvraj Singh played and he made 6 balls, 6 sixes, that is flow state. When Michael Phelps, he suffered from severe depression and then he came back and then he got the highest number of Olympic gold medals in swimming. So this is flow state. What is flow state? Flow is an optimal state of consciousness, a peak state where we both feel and perform our best. We become so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. The ego falls away, time flies, every action, movement, and thought follows inevitably from the previous one. Like playing, instead of jazz, I will say you sitar. Your whole being is involved and you are using your skills to the utmost. Now I'll show you some of the example of the flow state. Einstein, Donald Bradman, and you know him, the tennis player Federer. And our culture, Rabindranath Tagore. Look at his flow state. Songs, number of songs, poetry, drawings, drama, novels. Whatever he touched, it became gold. He was like a Parish Muni. And you see, so this is a flow state. So positive mental health, what it is, it is all about human goodness and excellence, are as authentic as disease and disorder. Mental health is not simply absence of mental illness. We need to understand psychological and emotional well-being. This is very important. Previously, in psychiatry, we used to have negative approach, like the presumed goal of intervention in disease model of psychiatry. Somebody is having anxiety, tension, depression, illness. So from -5 to 0 to making him symptom free. That was the goal. But today it is not that. Today, what is the goal? Positive psychiatry intervention, moving from -5 to +2 or beyond. And those who are normal people, talented people, how they can reach human excellence, how they can reach flow state, that is positive psychology, positive mental health. The core intervention is not weakness based, not your illness, but the strength based. Positive mental health focuses on the signature strengths of a person, flow, eudaimonia, and human excellence. Now, if we want to be healthy, then first, fix your mind. Mind is very important. Do regular exercise. Bi-directional connection between body and mind. Move around. Don't remain static. Do meditation. Laugh and make others laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. Make friends. Now, this is very important. And I am very, very grateful to our physics professor sitting here who has introduced me, Sir Lahiri Sahab, S.T. Lahiri. He has given me this paper of research which has come recently from Japan. The COVID virus has a vibration of 5.5 hertz and dies above 25.5 hertz. For humans with a higher vibration, those who are having positive emotions, those who vibrate higher, infection is a minor irritant that is soon eliminated, like flu, common cold. Now you see, for humans with low vibration, who are the people having low vibration? The virus becomes dangerous. What are that? Pain, painful state, both body and mind. Fear, amar hobe na to, amar oshukta hobe na to, amar COVID hoye jabe na to. Irritation, easily getting irritated. Noise, noisy people. Pride, people having lots of pride, ego. Superiority, I'm the best. So these sort of things, low vibration. So I'll show you the people who are having low vibration, Kiki, fear, phobia, suspicion, anxiety, stress, tension, jealousy, anger, rage, hate, greed, attachment or pain. These are low vibration. And the people who are having this, they will have more attack of coronavirus, and which will be, for them it would be dangerous. But people who have higher vibration, how you can create higher vibration? Apart from immunization injections. Generosity, be generous. When people are suffering, give them whatever you have, help them, whatever way you can. Generosity. 95 hertz. And COVID is 25.5 hertz. Gratitude, the having gratitude. It's a great human quality. Compassion, 150 hertz. The frequency of love and compassion for all living beings is 150 hertz and more. Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. All are my brothers and sisters. Unconditional and universal love if someone develops. Like Swami Vivekananda used to say, my country, wherever I go, they're all my brothers and sisters. So unconditional and universal love, 205 hertz. So if you can generate these things, you can develop immunity. And in our Vedic Chuk, the rishis used to live more than 100 years. They have 4 divisions, Brahmacharya, Garhastha, then they have, Banaprastha and Sannyas, 100 years. And what was the medical treatment there? So they used to vibrate higher. Lots of meditation, lots of life, helping others, kindness, everything. And so we have to understand to vibrate higher. And so that the lower frequency does not weaken your immune system. This has been proved in the research also. Now, what helps us to vibrate high? Loving all. Smiling. When you see somebody, at least give a smile. It doesn't cost anything. Blessings. Thanking people. Playing, painting, singing, your creative things makes you feel good factors created. Then dancing, meditating, walking in the sun, exercising, enjoying nature, connect with nature, love nature. আনন্দ ধারা বহিছে ভুবনে। রবীন্দ্রনাথ বলছেন নেচারকে দেখে, হৃদয় আমার নাচে রে আজিকে ময়ূরের মতো নাচে রে। This is, so happiness is, well-being is from inside out, not outside in. If you think that somebody will make me happy, this is not right. Happiness within. Sharadam used to say, আনন্দের ঘর যেন আমার ভেতরে বসে রয়েছে, সেখান থেকে আনন্দ চলে যাচ্ছে, চতুর্দিকে ছড়িয়ে যাচ্ছে। And they are the people having loving kindness, all embracing. So the vibration of prayer alone, just prayer, goes from 120 to 350 hertz. So sing, love, meditate, play, give thanks, and live. Let's vibrate high. So now the fourth pillars of healthy mind is awareness. Know yourself that you are not just human doing, you are human being. The innate basic goodness is within you, and you are here. Those who live for themselves, they are more dead than alive. Those who live for others, they are only alive. Swami Vivekananda. And he was telling that if I have to take one bath, even if I can remove tears of a single man, that is that work. And so awareness, then comes insight. You need to develop an insight about what you are really, who you are, what am I. That one is important, and that will help you. And then connections. You can't live alone. You need connections with your friends, with people, and you must have a purpose in your life. So, disease of the body which we are seeing is the manifestation of dis-ease of the mind. Be healthy and enjoy your life, vibrate higher. Now, this is peace in the world begins in the mind. Nourish your mind and change our world. And who can best do than Gautam Buddha? Full of love, full of kindness, full of compassion. Now let's do 1 minute how you feel, how you think. You think, just for few seconds, you just think of a person, your loved one, whom you love very much. Think in your heart. And then send a prayer, send a vibration. May you be happy. May you be free of sufferings. And feel how you are feeling. And then transmit to all the people in the world, including those people who are suffering in Ukraine and in the other parts of the world. Just send that vibration of happiness, loving kindness, compassion, generosity, and gratitude. And you will find the change within. Now, I'll tell you, when I came from Nimhans, Bangalore, I was there in the faculty, then I came back. My teacher told me, you are going to Kolkata, try to do something, little extra, whatever you can. At that time, I in the year 1990. Then, I think, what can I do? Then we created, not only just treating schizophrenia, treating depression, treating suicidal patients, but seeing what talents they have. We made a self-help group known as Srijoni, means creativity within. And these are the people, many of them are suffering from schizophrenia, depression, bipolar disorder, mental retardation, encephalopathic brain damage. So these are the people. And whatever they can, we used to encourage them. And then what happened, I'll show you, manifestations of the talents. This boy had encephalopathy, he lost everything. Everybody said nothing can be done. But his father was a tabulchi. So he practiced tabla from him. And then gradually everything came back. Now he is married, he's working, and he's working in a bank as a guard. Now he's doing. And this lady, you are saying, the blind lady, she used to suffer a lot. And then she used to have fits. But those fits are not epilepsy. It was the mental trauma we used to get, and that was reflected. As soon as we came to know that she has a talent of singing, then she was very happy to come to a group, and she used to perform in different places. So this is resilience. This is strength-based approach. This is positive mental health. It's a practical experience. And this is a program we did in Ramakrishna Mission. They are performing self-help group, Srijani. We used to go open air self-help group in different places. So at the weekend, Sunday, this is a drawing competition. We are having an awareness program in Ramakrishna Mission or Seva Pratishthan, and many of our teachers are sitting, Subroto Maharaj is sitting, all of them. So that was a really, I'll tell you, when I used to see the patients in the chamber, and when I used to sit with them and see in the open air, and their faculties, they're coming out with faculties, and we're giving so much positivism comes in them, that helps in their healing and bringing out the best. And we created awards for human excellence. These girls, they have excelled in all fields. So awards of human excellence, our professor, our teacher, Professor Chaudhuri, he is giving the award. So that is a paradigm set from negative deficit pathology mindset to resilience-based mindset, strength-based intervention, from patienthood to personhood towards human excellence. What Swami Vivekananda used to say, human excellence, this is human excellence. And this is my last slide. When people feel strong and resilient with the help of positive mental health, physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually, they perform better, longer, with more passion. They win. Their families win. I must convey my heartfelt gratitude to Swami Shivananda ji, secretary here, because when I was struck with huge blow 4 months back, and when I came to him, and I was a very negative state of mind. I spent some time with him. At that time, he took me to the garden and showed me a flower. Madhubi hotat কোথা হতে এলো ফাগুন স্রোতে এসেই বলে আমি যাই। রবীন্দ্রনাথের এই গানটি, এটি আমি অসংখ্যবার শুনেছি, উদ্বুদ্ধ করেছে, এবং সেদিনই আমাকে বললেন, why don't you talk about positive mental health? So I am so thankful to all, and my background in Purulia, this is like homecoming. Whenever I come here, I think I've come to our home. Thakur, Ma, Swamiji, and it is a family, and all of you are our brothers and sisters. And with this, I convey my pranam, namaskar, and sincere thanks to all of you.
Hello.
Now it's open for questions. Now, please, each of you try to question once or one question, then you can get your turn back again. So please, yes.
সামনে শোনা, অত দূর থেকে শোনা যাবে না তো, এসো। হ্যাঁ বলো, মাইক আছে? ঠিক আছে, বলো, নাও মাইকটা নাও, বলো, একটু দাও। ওই একজন তোমার আগে একজন এসছে।
হ্যাঁ, প্লিজ কাম।
তুমি আগে এসছো, বলো।
So let me inaugurate a question session. I came few minutes later, so I just couldn't attend your presentation from the very first slide. But when I came, I just found an important slide. But first of all, I would like to ask you something. In the social theory, we have a concept called Maslow's law.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yes, sir.
The question should be very brief because all the people are there.
Yes.
It has to be brief. And no, it should not be long one.
No.
The question should not be a lecture. Just make it brief and no theoretical discussion here. If you want, we can talk outside. Here a precise question because all the people
Yes.
are there. They should get a chance. He's waiting there.
Yes. In case of Maslow's law, from the starting of the very personhood to the upliftment of the personal being, if a person is not getting the particular attention from the very first level or to the intermediate level, will he be suffering for the entire phase of the life if not attaining from the very first?
I've got it because others will get. Abraham Maslow, he was the pioneer of positive psychology. He's a Western psychologist who has shown we have hierarchy of needs. First is basic needs. In our country, what is important is the poor people, they should get shelter, they should get food, they should have minimum health care, so basic needs. And then come psychological needs, love, kindness, care. That was the second radar. Am I right? Yes. And then, they should manifest their potential within, they should get the opportunity to manifest their potential. And lastly, human excellence. There, self-actualization. And there, who am I? What am I? From where I come, from where I go. The question of Gautam Buddha. Thank you very much for Abraham Maslow, bringing Abraham Maslow.
Sir, I do have one thing to ask.
Everybody give one question. Otherwise, no, other people will not get any chance. Think about that.
Good evening. Thank you for what you have said to us. I want to ask you one personal question. In this world, I love my mother the most, but currently she is suffering from some diseases. Now, I am with the pain and thought that what happens when she goes away. How can it be overcome with positive psychology?
Right. This is a good question. You are thinking of your mother's, she is getting older, what will happen? This happens to everybody. Everybody. All of us, our parents, even the parents lost their children. So death is inevitable. So what you try to do, you try to help others. That would be, that philanthropy, that work will help you to overcome this fear. Okay.
হ্যালো, শুনতে পাচ্ছেন? আমি বাংলাতেই বলছি। যা আলোচনাটা শুনলাম তাতে এই পজিটিভ সাইকোলজিটাকে যদি আমি এক কথায় বলতে চাই, তাহলে আমি যা বুঝলাম সেটা ঠিক কিনা আপনাকে একটু জিজ্ঞাসা করছি। আমি যা বুঝলাম তাতে আমরা যে কর্মক্ষেত্রেই আছি সেখানে থেকেই মানুষকে যতটা সাহায্য করতে পারি, এটা একটা পয়েন্ট। আর 2 নম্বর পয়েন্ট যেটা বুঝলাম, আমার মন যেগুলোতে খুশি হয়,
ঠিক,
আমি ড্রয়িং করতে ভালোবাসি, আমি গান শুনতে ভালোবাসি, এমন হতে পারে আমি আত্মনুসন্ধান করতেও ভালোবাসি, তা যেটা ভালো লাগে মনে এই দুটো পয়েন্টেই কি সামারাইজ করা যায়?
এক্স্যাক্টলি। লাভ লাইফ, লিভ লাইফ।
Anybody else? Come. Normally we would have sent the mic, but I don't see people today.
স্যার, আমার নমস্কার। আচ্ছা, এই প্যান্ডামিক সিচুয়েশনে সারাদিন এই স্টুডেন্টরা মোবাইল করার পর এখনও দেখা যাচ্ছে স্কুল থেকে এসে পুরো মোবাইলটা করায়ত্ত করে নিচ্ছে, এবং সে যদি 5টার সময় ঢোকে বাড়িতে, সেই 5টা থেকে রাত 2টো অবধি মোবাইল। কি করে পাহারা দিয়েও কিছু করা যাচ্ছে না, যে পর্দা ফেলে দিচ্ছে, করে দিচ্ছে, এতে কি ক্যারিয়ার পুরো নষ্ট হয়ে যাবে না কি হবে?
খুব ভালো প্রশ্ন,
খুব চিন্তিত। আর
তোমার এই প্রশ্নটা অত্যন্ত ভালো প্রশ্ন, এবং এই প্রশ্নটা অধিকাংশ বাড়িতেই এই প্রশ্নটা উঠছে। তোমাকে একটা কথা বলি, ছোটবেলায় যখন আমরা খেলাধুলো করতাম, কারিকুলার অ্যাক্টিভিটি আর এক্সট্রা কারিকুলার অ্যাক্টিভিটি। এক্সট্রা কারিকুলার অ্যাক্টিভিটি মানে খেলাধুলো। ধরো আমাদের বিদ্যাপীঠ লাইফে সকালবেলা 10টা থেকে 4টে, 4:30 পর্যন্ত স্কুল হতো, তারপরে খেলাধুলো ছিল বিকেলবেলার দিকে 1 ঘন্টা। তাহলে কি হলো, তারপর সকালে পড়া কিছুক্ষণ 1.5 ঘন্টা, বিকেলে 1.5 ঘন্টা, বাকি সময়টা অন্য কিছু। তো এখন একটা রেশন করতে হবে ছেলেদেরকে, ওই জায়গাটা কঠিন, কারণ এটা একটা অ্যাডিকশান নিয়ে আসছে, এবং এই অ্যাডিকশানটা আনসার হচ্ছে যে ওই রেশনিং, এছাড়া কোনো রাস্তা নেই। আর তাছাড়া এই যে ধরো অনলাইন ক্লাস হওয়ার ফলে তারা মোবাইলটা ইউজ করেছে, এবং মোবাইল ইউজের জায়গায় অনেক অ্যাবিউজ হয়েছে। এবার সেইটা লিডিং টু অ্যান অ্যাডিকশন। এটাকে ছাড়াবার জন্যে তুমি কি একেবারে বন্ধ নয়, ওই ইউজ অফ মোবাইলটাকে রেশন করো। যখন তুমি পড়তে বসবে, যখন তুমি বই পড়ছো তখন মোবাইলটা ইউজ না করা, যখন তুমি অনলাইনে নয়। আচ্ছা, তারপর ধরো তুমি রাত্রে ঘুমোতে যাচ্ছ, মোবাইল নয়। তো এই জায়গাগুলো আস্তে আস্তে করতে হবে। আর তারপর এটা একটা সভ্যতার ডাবল এজেড সোর্ড। মোবাইল হচ্ছে একটা ডাবল এজেড সোর্ড। একদিকে মোবাইলে যেমন তোমার কিছু কিছু তথ্য ভালো পাবে, আবার অ্যাট দ্য সেম টাইম এগুলো কি করছে না, ছোটো ছোটো বাচ্চাদের জ্ঞানবৃক্ষের ফল অতি সহজে তারা দেখতে পাচ্ছে, এবং বয়স্করা পর্যন্ত এর বাইরে নয়। অ্যান্ড দ্যাট লিডস টু ব্রেন চেঞ্জেস, ADHD, অ্যাঙ্গার, ভায়োলেন্স এসব আসছে। সুতরাং ইটস আ ডিফিকাল্ট, মানে একটা উত্তর এভাবে দেওয়া যাবে না। আই থিঙ্ক ইটস এ প্রসেস। তো দেখা যাক কী হয়।
এক্সট্রিমলি ট্যালেন্টেড লোকেদের মধ্যে সাইকোলজিক্যাল ডিসঅর্ডার প্রায়ই দেখা যায়। এর কারণটা কী? এবং পাগল বা আধপাগল লোকেদের মধ্যে মাঝে মধ্যে এমন কথা তারা বলে যে মানে ভাবা যায় না যে একটা এরকম আধপাগল লোক বলতে পারে। এর কারণটা কী?
বাহ, এই যে প্রশ্নটা তুমি করলে, এটা একটা তোমার অবজারভেশন, বুঝলে। দেখা গেছে যে যে যারা খুব ট্যালেন্টেড লোক তাদেরও কিন্তু সিজোফ্রেনিয়া হয়, তাদেরও কিন্তু ডিপ্রেশন হয়। এই মানেই নয় যে ট্যালেন্টেড লোক হলেই হবে, তাই না? এবং কিন্তু ট্যালেন্টেড লোকেদের রিকভার, যেমন রবীন্দ্রনাথ ট্যালেন্টেড মানুষ, তার রিকভার করার ক্ষমতা কতখানি ছিল বলো, তাই না? আলবার্ট আইনস্টাইন, তিনি তো প্রথম দিকে পড়াশোনা করতেই পারতেন না, তার নানান প্রবলেম ছিল, তারপর তার ট্যালেন্টের বিকাশ হলো। সুতরাং ওটা ওইভাবে বলা খুব মুশকিল। আর যারা মেন্টাল ইলনেসে ভোগে তাদের মধ্যেও অনেকে ট্যালেন্টেড আছে, যেমন প্রফেসর জন ন্যাশ, বিউটিফুল মাইন্ড, হি গট নোবেল প্রাইজ। তবে আমি তোমাকে বলি, নোবেল প্রাইজটা পেয়েছে তার অসুখ হওয়ার আগেকার কাজের জন্যে, অসুখের পরে নয়। অসুখটা কিছুটা সিজোফ্রেনিয়া ছিল, তো সেই জন্যে এরা খুব নয়। তবে দেখা গেছে যাদের ডিপ্রেশন হয় তারা কিন্তু তারা যে সাফারিংসটা পায়, তারপরে তারা কিন্তু তাদের একটা সেলফ ডিসকভারি হয়, তারা অনেক বেশি কাইন্ড হার্টেড হয়ে যায়। একটা যাদের বাইপোলার আছে, কখনো হাই হয় এনার্জি লেভেল, কখনো লো হয়, তারা কিন্তু অনেক ডিসিশন নিতে পারে যেটা সাধারণ মানুষ চিন্তা করে এটা করা ঠিক নয়, এটা করা ঠিক নয়, এটা পারে। তো এই নিয়েও একজন লিখেছেন, একটা বই লিখেছেন, যেখানে দ্য ট্যালেন্ট ইন দি পিপল হু আর হ্যাভিং অ্যাপারেন্ট মেন্টাল ইলনেস।
Any more questions?
Hi sir, thank you for mentioning bipolar. আমি শুধু একটাই কোয়েশ্চেন করতে চাই, যদি কারোর পার্সোনালিটি ডেভেলপমেন্টে প্রবলেম থাকে অ্যান্ড দে ক্যানট থিঙ্ক পজিটিভলি অন এ ডেইলি বেসিস, মানে আই ক্যান আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড কি হ্যাঁ, মানে সিঙ্গিং, ডান্সিং, অল দিস ডাজ গিভ আ সার্টেন অ্যামাউন্ট অফ রিলিফ, but what else can be done where, you know, like a bipolar person can actually focus?
দেখো, বাইপোলার পার্সনদের যদি তোমাকে হ্যান্ডেল করতে হয়, এটা একটা স্পেকট্রাম, জাস্ট একটা অসুখ নয়। এবং এখানে বাইপোলারে সফট বাইপোলার আছে, বাইপোলার 1 আছে, 2 আছে, এরকম অনেকগুলো আছে। তো এখন বাইপোলারের প্রথম ট্রিটমেন্ট হচ্ছে, এখানে কি হয়, এনার্জি লেভেলটা হঠাৎ করে হাই হয়ে যায়, এনার্জি লেভেলটা লো হয়ে যায়, মুডটা হঠাৎ করে খুব উচ্ছ্বাস আসে, গঙ্গায় জোয়ারের মতন, আবার ভাটা আসে। এদেরকে প্রথম হচ্ছে মুড স্টেবিলাইজার দিতে হয়, মুড স্টেবিলাইজার দিয়ে মেনলি ট্রিট করতে হয়। যখন মুডটা স্টেবল হয়ে গেল, তখন তাদের যে ক্রিয়েটিভিটি আছে সেইগুলোকে ম্যানিফেস্ট করানো। there are lots of bipolar patients who are very productive. তারা অনেকে খুব ভালো লেখে, সাহিত্যিক আছেন, অনেকে তারা ভালো, বা তোমার মানে এক একটা বিষয়ে বাইপোলারদের কিন্তু তারা তো ইমোশন তাদের বেশি থাকে। তো প্রচুর লেখকের মধ্যেও দেখা যায় যে যখন ডিপ্রেশন হয়, একবার আমি তোমাকে একটা গল্প বলি তাহলে। একবার একজন সাহিত্যিক আমার কাছে এসেছিলেন, তো তিনি দেখালেন তখন সিভিয়ার ডিপ্রেশন। তো তারপর আমি তাকে ওষুধ টষুধ দিলাম এবং তাকে বললাম যে সল্টলেকে বাড়ি, আপনার বাড়ির কাছে একজন আছেন খুব ভালো সাইকোলজিস্ট, ওনার কাছে একটু কথা বলতে পারেন। তারপরে উনি 2-3 মাস পরে এসছেন, তখন ভালো হয়ে গেছেন। আমাকে এসে বলছেন যে ডক্টর চৌধুরী, আমি আপনার কথা রাখতে পারিনি। মানে কী হয়েছে? তখন বলছেন যে জানেন, আমার যখন ডিপ্রেশন হয় না, তারপরে আমি যখন উঠে আসি, তখন আমার ভেতরে একটা খুব ক্রিয়েটিভ রাইটিংস আসে, আমি তখন অনেক ভালো ভালো লিখতে পারি। আমি ভাবলাম আমি যদি সব বলে দিই, তখন তারপর যদি ওটা না পারি। সুতরাং ক্রিয়েটিভিটি থাকে। দেয়ার আর লটস অফ আর্টিস্টিক পিপল, তাদের ডিপ্রেশন হয়েছে, টেনশন হয়েছে, হ্যাঁ, অনেক সময় যেমন ধরো সুইসাইডাল ইম্পালস এসছে, তারপরে পরে তারা নোবেল প্রাইজ পর্যন্ত পেয়েছেন। এই আর কি।
গুড ইভিনিং স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, বলো।
আমরা যারা বাচ্চাদের মা, আজকের দিনের যারা ছোট ছোট বাচ্চা, যারা 6, 7, 8, 9 এই ধরনের বাচ্চাদের যারা মা, আমরা তো তাদের এই যে বাচ্চাদের ভাবনা চিন্তা এখনকার পটভূমিতে যেটা হচ্ছে বা মায়েদের হচ্ছে, যারা নিউক্লিয়ার ফ্যামিলিতে থাকে, যাদের মেম্বার্স বেশি থাকেন না, তো তাদের ক্ষেত্রে মা অ্যাজ আ মা তার বাচ্চার একটা সাইকোলজিস্টের কাছে নিয়ে যেতে হবে কখন, এই জিনিসটা ঠিক আমরা জাজ করব কখন, মানে বুঝতে পারবো কখন, যে কারণ কি দিস ভাবনা ইজ ভেরি মাচ রিলেটিভ, আই থিঙ্ক দ্যাট, কারণ একজনের কাছে একটা ভাবনা ঠিক হতে পারে আর একজনের কাছে ভুল হতে পারে। তো আমি এটা আমার নিজের ব্যক্তিগত জীবন দিয়ে বলছি যে আমার ভাবনা চিন্তাটা আমি ডিপ্রেসড বা আমি এটা আমার ভাবনাটা ভুল হচ্ছে কি ঠিক হচ্ছে, মানে এই জিনিসটা সেলফ অ্যাসেসমেন্ট কি করা যায় নাকি না এটা অন্য থার্ড পার্টি থেকে মানে কেউ বললেই বুঝতে পারা যায় যে আমি ডিপ্রেসড, আমি ডিপ্রেশনে আছি?
দেখো, এখানে যখন তোমার ধরো ডিপ্রেশন হলো বা অ্যাংজাইটি বা টেনশন আমাদের হয়, মাঝে মাঝে মন খারাপ আমাদের হয়, কিন্তু সেটা পাস অন করে যায়। যদি দেখা যায় তার অ্যাংজাইটির জন্যে, তার টেনশনের জন্যে, তার ডিপ্রেশনের জন্যে তার কাজকর্ম ব্যাহত হচ্ছে, ফাংশনিং ব্যাহত হচ্ছে এবং সে তার পোটেনশিয়াল ম্যানিফেস্ট করতে পারছে না, তখন হেল্প নেওয়া দরকার। এবং সেই হেল্পটা এমন হতে পারে যে শিক্ষক তাকে খুব ভালোবাসে, টিচার, তার কাছে নিয়ে যাওয়া হলো। যে আত্মীয় স্বজনের মধ্যে যাকে সে রোল মডেল করে, ওকে আনকন্ডিশনাল লাভ অ্যান্ড কেয়ার দেয়, দাদু দিদা, তাদের কাছে নিয়ে যাওয়া হলো, এগুলো করা হলো। তারপরেও যদি দেখা যায় যে না, সে আসতে পারছে না, তার নানান প্রবলেম হচ্ছে, তখন তোমাকে একটু মেন্টাল হেলথ প্রফেশনালের সাহায্য নেওয়া উচিত।
Any more questions?
একটা প্রশ্ন, নট দুটো, নট মোর, তোমার তো একটা হয়ে গেছে, আর নয়, মাসলো হয়ে গেছে, আব্রাহাম মাসলো।
Anybody else?
নো, একটাই।
I
বুঝে গেছি তুমি একাই 100, একটাই।
One more. This is the last one then. Master Kurandaran.
গুড ইভিনিং ডাক্তারবাবু। আমার একটা প্রশ্ন, মানে আমার আর কি গত মাসে সেট পরীক্ষা দিয়েছিলাম, সেটের রেজাল্ট বেরিয়েছে, আমি 60% আর কি পেয়েছি, মানে 180 পেয়েছি আর কি 300-তে, কিন্তু আমি দেখলাম কাট অফ মার্কস হচ্ছে 62.67%, মানে আমি কোয়ালিফাই করতে পারলাম না, মানে একটুর জন্য আমি কোয়ালিফাই করতে পারলাম না। তখন আমার মনে হতে লাগলো যে মানে আমি কি আর পারবো না, মানে এরকম একটা মনের মধ্যে হচ্ছে আমি কি পারবো না, এত খাটলাম, এত পরিশ্রম করলাম, তাহলে আমি কি কিছু করতে পারবো না, মানে এই ব্যাপারটা মানে মনের মধ্যে এখন দেখছি আস্তে আস্তে গ্রো করছে। মানে তারপরে আমি আবার পড়তে আরম্ভ করে দিয়েছি, মানে পড়ছি আবার, নতুন করে প্রিপারেশন শুরু করেছি। এখন দেখছি মনে হচ্ছে যে পারবো, মানে ব্যাপারটা মনে হচ্ছে পারবো, কিন্তু আবার মাঝে মাঝে দেখছি একটা সেই নেগেটিভিটি চলে আসছে, তাহলে কি পারবো না। অনেকে আবার একটা জায়গায় আমি ভালো একটা ইনস্টিটিউশনে ভর্তি হয়েছি, সেখানেও দেখছি অনেকে মক টেস্টে ভালো পাচ্ছে, আমিও ভালো পাচ্ছি, আবার কখনো কখনো একটু কমে যাচ্ছে, আবার সেই ভাবনা চলে আসছে যে আমি কি আর পারবো না, মানে এরকম একটা নেগেটিভিটি মাঝে মাঝে আমাকে গ্রাস করছে আর কি, মানে এর থেকে বেরোবার উপায় কি
বলছি। দেখো, এটা তোমার যদি দেখা যায় যে তোমার এই চিন্তাটা তোমার পড়াশোনাকে ব্যাহত করছে, তাহলে তোমাকে একটু হেল্প নিতে হবে। দেয়ার আর সার্টেন মেডিকেশন, যেমন সেরোটোনিন বলে একটা ফিল গুড ফ্যাক্টর আছে, যদি এটা খুব লো হয়ে যায় তখন তোমার ভালো লাগবে না, কনসেন্ট্রেট করতে পারবে না, ফোকাস করতে পারবে না। তবে যদি দেখো যে তোমাকে এক্সাম্পল দিয়ে দেখতে হবে, তার কারণ হচ্ছে দেয়ার আর লটস অফ পিপল যারা ধরো একবার পেলো না, তুমি যেহেতু আমাকে চেন, আমি তোমাকে বলি, আমি যখন পুরুলিয়া মিশনে পড়তাম, ক্লাস 11-এ খুব ফাঁকি মেরেছিলাম, খেলাধুলো এটা সেটা নিয়ে খুব ফাঁকি মেরেছিলাম। এবার হলো কি, যখন মানে তার ফলে ফাঁকি মারার ফলে আমি প্রথমবারে ডেন্টালে পেলাম, MBBS-এ পেলাম না, তো তখন মন খারাপ হলো, তোমারই মতো অবস্থা হলো। তারপরে আমি একটু উঠে পড়ে পড়লাম, তারপরে আমি NRS মেডিকেল কলেজে পেয়ে গেলাম। সুতরাং আমি তোমাকে বলবো, থিঙ্ক ইন দিস ওয়ে, যে এইটা তোমাকে, মানে আমাদের এক মাস্টারমশাই বলেছিলেন যে তিনি ফিজিওলজি বলে একটা পরীক্ষা থাকে বেসিক সায়েন্স, এটা ফেল করেছিলেন। তারপরে আমাদের বললেন আমি ওটা ফেল করেছিলাম বলে মেডিসিনে হাইস্ট পেতে আমার সাহায্য করেছে। বুঝতে পারলে? টেক ইট ইন দ্যাট সেন্স, পজিটিভ দিকে নাও।
We must end now. I don't know what you feel. I'm sure you will share my thought. It's a wonderful talk, highly educational. This is not the normal way of talking actually. So this is, I enjoyed it very much. So we should really thank the speaker once more with a big clap. Thank you. to this.